This is One on One. Bill Ritter's on the air with us here at Public Television.
I was just chewing a piece of ice.
That's what we do. We'll do it live. We're live. Sorry, I didn't mean to do inside stuff like that. This is Bill Ritter. He's an anchor over at Channel 7 Eyewitness News, WABC. You can check him out at 5, 6, and 11. And on the weekends for?
Up Close, Public Affairs Politics show Sunday morning at 11 o'clock.
Terrific show.
I can see my studio from my backyard, or from your front yard here.
It's right actually behind us, but you guys are moving in a few years.
Yeah, 4.5 years or something. We're building a new, Disney's building a new WABC building for Disney and everything else down in Lower Manhattan.
But you love the Upper West Side, don't you?
And I'm going to learn to love the lower part of Manhattan. I love the Upper West Side.
Tell folks where you came from, because you had a print background.
Yes, I spent 15 years doing print, most recently. Before I came into television, I worked for the LA Times. And they said, why are you going to television? I said, well, I'm going to do something maybe that I could fail at. Why not give it a shot? I was almost 37. And I thought, why not give it a shot, something I tried. And they said, television, this is the LA Times, it's going to be around forever.
Yeah.
And it is around, and it's making a comeback, and it's doing good work, but it took a long time to get there, and newspapers have not had great, not all newspapers have done well in the last 30 years.
Bill and I have lots of conversations on the air and off, and one of the things we're very focused on, not selfishly, but hopefully for the larger good, is the state of media and journalism. Here's the question. Social media, you're actively engaged. One of the things that always strikes me about you...
with this thing?
Yeah, that thing. But one of the things that strikes me about you and following you on Twitter and other social media platforms is you attempt to engage in the most civil, respectful dialogue, particularly with people who disagree on the issues. Why, long-winded question, Bill, why is it so difficult for so many of us who are obsessed with being respectful and civil to have respectful and civil conversations with people who see the world politically differently? Why is that so hard?
It's a great question, and now I'm reevaluating after your question whether I should do that. I think at the heart, without sounding sappy, at the heart of it is that I believe that people can get along, and that we don't necessarily have to embrace the fact that we have these differences that outweigh the things we have in common, because they don't. We have more in common than the differences we have. And I think when you sit down, whether you break bread with someone or have a glass of wine or have a cup of coffee, whatever it is, or engage them and say, tell me why you feel like this, and let me offer this, and you tell me why you feel like that, and try to change my world. I think if you do that, you tend to get to the core of things and realize that, this person isn't as different as you are, and maybe they have a value in what they're saying. I was raised at a place, I just posted this on Thanksgiving when I had to work, and I said, and then see my family, I said, I remember these family gatherings as times when you sit down and you state your case and you make your point, and...
Today?
No.
Why did I avoid these subjects with my family and friends throughout Thanksgiving? Why did I do that?
I don't. But
you don't?
I don't, but I think most Americans do, because it's just too sensitive. We have gotten into this place, and the hearings this week...
By the way, we're taping in early in December. It's going on right now. You'll be seeing it after as well.
The hearings that we saw in early December...
It doesn't matter. Go ahead.
I know about taping shows, but we saw this in the hearings where all of a sudden everyone goes to their corners. Without actually getting the facts and listening to the facts and hearing the truth and searching for the truth wherever it may fall. And I just think we have gotten a situation where we go to our corners first and figure out how to meet in the center later.
Is it worse than it's ever been?
There's no question. There's
no doubt.
No question.
Is it too easy to blame Donald Trump?
That's a really good question. I think, rather than blame, I think that Trump has taken advantage of it and exploited it in a way that no one else has before. So I don't blame him. I blame us. I blame every one of us who is engaging in it. But there's no question that he is engaged in it in a different way than anyone else in public life has ever been.
He's good at He's good at making it personal. You don't make it personal. We at Public Television are obsessed with not making it personal, but on the issues, substantive conversation.
I'm not sure he's good at it. I think he's effective at it.
What's the difference?
Well, I don't want to put a good, evil value judgment on it. I think that he is effective. Yeah. I think he's effective at it. He's very shrewd at it.
Did you know him back in the day?
I met him. I met him, and I interviewed him once or twice, for little things for 2020 and everything else. And, he's Donald Trump, just like everyone else who's seen him around.
Yeah, but here's the difference. And again, public television is not our job to express our views here, but I will ask you this, and I've asked most of our friends in journalism and media, when the president says we are, quote, fake media, and further, we are the enemy of the people, you think and feel and say what?
The first thing I do is not take it personally. I do not take it personally, and if I start to lean like that, I say I'm not taking this personally, because we can't. We just can't. It will skew everything, and it's not what we're supposed to be doing. The other thing I think of is George Orwell, and I think that it's just very dangerous when you have a person in that position to say the people who are reporting the news and who are journalists and who, like a baseball player doesn't hit a ball every time, it sometimes strikes out and makes mistakes, which is the worst, this worst feeling in the world if you make a mistake on air. If you said something right now that wasn't true, you're going to feel like poop. There's no question about it, I know.
But I would try to own it.
And try to own it, and you try to correct it.
And I've seen you do it as well.
And you have to. Our goal is to report facts and seek the truth wherever they fall. And for someone to say that is scary to me.
Not
as
just
a person.
someone.
Yeah. When the President of the United States says the media is the enemy of the people, I think it's scary. And not just scary, and I don't want to necessarily go here, but I'm Jewish. I went and visited a couple of weeks ago the Holocaust Museum, the Jewish Museum for Jewish Heritage, with the Auschwitz Never Forget exhibit, and we can't let that. We cannot go down that road. We cannot accept that as a democracy. Professionally, not personally. I'm not going to get angry. We cannot accept that as a democracy. The people of this country can. And I believe that people who are journalists, who are really engaged in trying to find the facts, who are not tied to a political party, that's an honorable part of defending and protecting this democracy. We can't take it personally. We just have to keep doing our job. But as a person, scares the heck out of me.
Check out, Bill, by the way, the Be Kind campaign that you and your colleagues are involved in over there, connected to this entire discussion, right?
I think so. We started it. I
Hashtag Be Kind.
Hashtag Be Kind. Hashtag Be Kind. And
Love it.
we started it October. I proposed it October 1st of 2018. And we started it on February 1st, 2019. We've got enormous response. I just am so proud and pleased at what this station has done by embracing it. And the list of successes is not in order necessarily. We have sponsors, we have people who send us stuff. People send videos and pictures of people doing kind things. And you know who else loves it, Steve? The cynical old producers that do our shows with a lot of crime and blah, 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 blah. They love it. Because it breaks it up and it says, you know what? We are capable of being good.
I'm a student of leadership. That's leadership, taking the initiative and making it happen. Catch Bill at 5, 6, and 11, right across the street over at Eyewitness News, WABC. Thank you, friend. Also up close on the weekends. Thank you, buddy.
Pleasure as always,
Stephen.
Stephen.
What you're doing.
Thank you for the questions.
It's One-on-One. I'm Steve Adubato. We'll be right back.
One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been a production of the Caucus Educational Corporation. This special edition of One-on-One with Steve Adubato is brought to you from the Tisch WNET studios at Lincoln Center. Funding has been provided by the New Jersey Economic Development Authority, United Airlines, New Jersey Sharing Network, Delta Dental of New Jersey Resources, Seton Hall University, Adler Aphasia Center, and by St. Joseph's Health. Promotional support provided by bestofnj.com and by Insider NJ. Transportation provided by Airbrook Limousine, serving the metropolitan New York, New Jersey area.